Good evening and many thanks for choosing KUTV News at 9 to keep you informed. Once again tonight we have top stories from across the country all happening that you have to be informed of. For now, let's get the highlights.
Si wao ndio walianzisha ati kusema mimi nimekonda. Sasa mimi nataka niwaambie nyinyi majamaa, si ndio? Punguzeni chakula kidogo na mutafute gym mwende mfanye exercise. They are the ones who started. Si walisema ati mimi nimekonda. Sasa mimi nimewaambia, sasa mimi nimepunguza chakula.
President William Ruto continues criticism of opposition leaders as intense reactions emerge from various political figures. Uphold your dignity. Linda Mwananchi calls on Ruto over controversial criticism remarks on opposition.
Anatuambia nini kama Wakenya?
Fresh concerns emerge over drug abuse prevalence in Malindi as calls grow for authorities to act and protect the public from escalating health risks. UNESCO partners with Kenyatta University to establish a chair in inclusive and sustainable sport with positive community impact expected.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
On the sign language interpretation, I'm accompanied by Mutava Mwangeli. Do engage with us on X at KUTV Kenya, at Kemuma_Monari. We are streaming live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. Let's begin. Now, the Linda Mwananchi group has strongly condemned the ongoing exchange of harsh words and public attacks between the head of state, William Ruto, and the united opposition led by Siaya Governor James Orengo. The group says the head of the state must uphold the dignity of the high office in the country.
As the public spat and exchange of insults between President William Ruto and the opposition alliance continues to spark debate over leaders' remarks, the Linda Mwananchi group has now broken its silence, strongly condemning the situation.
With a prayer,
the group is questioning the conduct of both current and former leaders who have held senior public offices, saying leaders must serve as role models in safeguarding the constitution and preserving national dignity.
on the 27th.
However, they have also strongly criticized the arrest of 4 senior officials at the Nairobi hospital. Additionally, the Linda Mwananchi group has announced a series of meetings and public forums starting this Sunday, with plans to visit Narok, followed by a national delegates conference on March 27th.
Here in Nairobi,
the group has called on leaders to prioritize national interest, uphold the dignity of public offices, and avoid abusive politics that could fuel division, emphasizing respect for the constitution and good governance. The leaders have pledged to continue pushing for accountability through public engagements, aiming to strengthen national unity and uphold leadership integrity in the country. Rajab Juma, KUTV.
Now, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has strongly criticized opposition leaders for their attacks on President William Ruto, stating that politics driven by insults and personal attacks will not benefit Kenyans. Speaking in Meru County, Kindiki emphasized that the government will continue implementing development projects while pledging to increase political chores in the region to counter opposition influence. He also announced a government plan to allocate approximately 39 billion shillings for the construction of new roads in the county. These remarks came at a time when political tension in the country continues to rise.
Badala ya kusema sera yenu, mumetumia muda wenu wote kutukana, kudharau na kudhalilisha rais wa taifa la Kenya. Mimi nawauliza hivi, before you start demanding for President Ruto to act presidential, have you treated him in a presidential manner? Mumemuongelesha na kumuonyesha kama rais ya Kenya kabla mwanze kusema ati lazima akae kama rais. You cannot demand that President Ruto should be presidential when you have used all your time to insult, to demean the office of the president and the holder of that office. Na mimi nimesema enough is enough. Na mimi nimeambia mdosi wangu sasa atulize pole. Hii madharau na rais Ruto imetoka wapi? Na hawa jamaa, mimi nimeambia mdosi wangu sasa atulize pole. Aniachia hawa watu. Hao ni watu wadogo kisiasa. Wengine hawajakuwa anything. Wamekuwa tu mbunge one term. Mtu amekuwa mbunge one term. Hii one term anaambia watu yeye ndiye one term kwa sababu alikuwa mbunge one term. Mbona hawakuambia Uhuru Kenyatta one term? Mbona hawakuambia Mwai Kibaki one term? Niseme nisiseme? Yaani kuna rais umekuwa naye ambaye ni perfect hii dunia? Si rais ni mwanadamu kama sisi? The government is a human institution. And there is no perfect government.
Now, Jomvu Member of Parliament Badi Twalib has condemned the leadership of Captain William Ruto, the Managing Director of the Kenya Ports Authority, for enhancing and has commended the authority for enhancing its efficiency in port operations in the country. Under his leadership, the Port of Mombasa has made significant strides in streamlining cargo handling through improved infrastructure, adoption of digital technology and a better management of customs procedures. Speaking during the launch of the new classrooms in Maritini secondary schools in Jomvu constituencies, leaders noted that these improvements have helped reduce congestion at the port, increasing the speed of cargo clearance and enhanced flow of trade across the East African region.
Dongo Kundu Special Economic Zone ambayo inaendelea itatuajiria watoto wetu wengi kabisa. Kwa hivyo sisi kazi ya muhimu, nataka kutoa shukurani through corporate social responsibility. Poti ya Mombasa ilikuwako tangu uhuru wa Kenya. Jomvu hatujafaidika na lote. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Hii ingekuwa kuna kitu zamani wakati wa Moi inaitwa cost sharing. Shule itowe, wazazi watowe, mbunge atowe, MCA atowe, watu wafanye harambe. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Leo bila ndururu yetu, Captain Ruto kwa wisdom yake, kwa kuja mwenyewe amesimama imara. Hakuna mwananchi ama mzazi ambaye ametoa ndururu. KPA fully wameweza kutengenezea leo watoto wetu wasoma pale.
Na KPA, mimi kwa niaba yangu na kwa niaba ya board na serikali tutafanya bidii kuhakikisha tumetrain watu wengi ili wawe tayari kwa kazi zile zitaanza kufunguka huko bandarini. Na mheshimiwa na watu yako hapa, tayarisha watu ili wakati wa training ikianza tukiannounce mambo ya training ili tu train watu wengi.
Now, stakeholders in Malindi are raising alarm over increased drug abuse and unsafe disposal of syringes near the sub-county hospital. During a monthly cleanup routine, dangerous waste linked to suspected drug users on methadone was discovered, triggering urgent calls for authorities to act and protect the public from escalating health risks.
In Malindi, authorities face renewed call to tackle the growing drug menace after another cleanup revealed alarming evidence of a drug abuse near the sub-county hospital. Malindi stakeholders participated in a monthly cleanup organized by the Progress Welfare Association of Malindi, known as PWAM.
But what we noticed also was that there was a lot of biohazards, masindano, like the drugs, you know. There's some drug activities happening here, and we also found mosquito coils, we found needles, we found matchboxes, gloves. We also found there was a lot of biohazard, and we know that.
PWAM chairperson Kemuma expressed concern that while addicts come for methadone treatment, many continue to inject drugs outside the facility, recklessly discarding syringes and endangering the public. Resident and PWAM member Masika Hindi condemned the opening dumping of drug paraphernalia, warning that during the rainy season, these discarded items could pose serious risk to innocent residents.
Tumepata sindano nyingi sana zikiwa kando ya barabara, nyingi zikiwa na damu. Pia tumepata madawa ya kulevya yakiwa ndani. Pia wanatumia mosquito coil na vitu nyingi tumezikuta hapo. Ndio tumesafisha, lakini kuna hatari. Tumesafisha chache but nyingine tumeshindwa kuzitoa maana zilikuwa ndani sana.
Stakeholders are calling on local authorities to intervene promptly, enforce proper disposal, and ensure that rehabilitation areas remain safe for all, as such discoveries continue to recur during regular cleanups. Atenka Negunda, KUTV.
Now, many thanks, Ateng, for that report. Will continue. President William Ruto, accompanied by the National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, today launched key infrastructure projects in Busia County during his ongoing Western Kenya development tour, as the initiatives include groundbreaking of the 900 million Busia Stadium and the Teso North KMTC campus. Ruto also inspected the Nangina Affordable Housing Project and committed to tarmacking roads such as the Matayo Nangina Sio Port Mubaka to enhance connectivity, economic growth and opportunities in the region.
Mimi nimesema hapa Busia, watu wa Busia walibaki nyuma siku nyingi. Stima ilikuwa inapatiana kama dawa. Mimi nimesema stima, watu nyumba 15,000 mwaka huu tutaunganisha na stima hapa Busia. Tumetoa pesa ya serikali 1.35 billion ya kuunganisha stima watu wa Busia. Watu wa Busia wamekaa giza siku nyingi. Sisi tuwawekee mwangaza, tufukuze kiza, ndio shetani awaje kuwasumbua.
Na sisi zote tutasunguka hapa kusungumuza mambo ya maendeleo. Hizi nyumba zinajengwa hapa, ndugu zetu wa Busia. Musiachie watu kutoka Nairobi kuja kununua. Ni nyumba zenu watu wa Busia. Hata kama ukiwa unavuga samaki, wewe ni mama mboga, bei ya hii nyumba unaweza. Utaweka kidogo kidogo, baadaye unakuwa na nyumba mzuri, unakaa vizuri.
Now, thank you for that report. Now we'll continue with the rest of the bulletin. President William Ruto has today addressed residents in Busia County, escalating his criticism of opposition leaders, including Rigathi Gachagua, amidst rising political tensions as the country edges closer to the 2027 general elections. Rivalry continues to shape national discourse.
Nitawanyorosha asubuhi na mapema. Hawa nitawanyorosha bwana.
Just a day after the sharp exchange of words between President William Ruto and his former deputy Rigathi Gachagua, the head of state has taken his criticism of the opposition to Busia County, accusing rival leaders of engaging in divisive politics and empty rhetoric.
ati kazi yao wanaongea ati unaona William Ruto amekonda.
Speaking during a public rally, Ruto defended his administration's development agenda, insisting that his government remains focused on delivering key projects despite mounting political pressure, as he dismissed his critics, saying they lack a clear plan for the country and are instead preoccupied with personal attacks and political theatrics.
Si wao ndio walianzisha ati kusema mimi nimekonda. Sasa mimi nataka niwaambie nyinyi majamaa, si ndio? Punguzeni chakula kidogo na mutafute gym mwende mfanye exercise. Ama namna gani? Ati kwa kiburi, unajua nilikuwa najaribu kuwasaidia. They are the ones who started. Si walisema ati mimi nimekonda. Sasa mimi nimewaambia, sasa mimi nimepunguza chakula. Mimi nafanya exercise kwa gym. Kwa sababu mimi nataka kukaa alert. Ama namna gani? Kwani kama mimi ningekuwa nimebeba weight ningefika hapa saa 2.
Ruto called for unity as he condemned tribal politics that undermines public peace, as these remarks come amid an intensifying political standoff, with Gachagua maintaining a combative stance.
Wale majamaa wengine hawana mpango. Si mnawajua wale jamaa? Hawana mpango, hawana sera, hawana maono, hawana chochote. Ati wamesema ati hawana agenda, hawana sera, hawana maono, hawana mpango. Ati sera yao na mpango yao ni William Ruto.
The ongoing exchanges signal a deepening rift, raising concerns over heightened political temperatures ahead of the 2027 polls. Atenka Negunda, KUTV.
Now, with that report, we are due for our first break here on this bulletin, and then on the other end, we'll be back with more reports, so I hope to see you on the other side.
Alhamdulillah, tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Azza wa Jalla, ameweza kutujalia tena mwaka huu, mwaka 2026, kuingiliwa na mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhan, mwezi wa baraka, mwezi wa neema, mwezi wa mambo teletele ambayo kwamba tukiyashika basi tutafaulu. Mwenyezi Mungu atujalie tuweze kukubaliwa katika Ramadhani hii. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We know life gets busy, but your well-being is of great importance. At KUTV's Focus on Health, we cut through the clutter, bringing you expert advice to keep you well informed for your well-being and that of your family. Every Thursday, 7:30 p.m., join me, Yvonne Kemuma, as we bring you health and wellness right at home.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
And welcome back. You are tuned into KUTV. We'll continue with the reports. Now, health experts have cited delayed diagnoses and frequent misdiagnoses alongside shortage of specialized healthcare providers to be factors contributing to the rising numbers of endometriosis cases among women. This regard to this, the experts have called for more awareness to be made, especially in rural areas.
Due to the rising numbers of women suffering from endometriosis, health experts have attributed the numbers to delayed and incorrect diagnosis, among other factors, indicating that nearly 50% of suspected cases are incorrectly identified before a final diagnosis is made.
We are bringing international experts to rural, where I think the need is the highest. Yeah, it's training, I would say, because this is a skill, this limited skill. So in diagnosis and in treatment, of course, equipment we have that we have them locally, but we need more trained personnel who can be able to acquire skills in terms of interpreting findings from imaging like MRI. And
speaking during the Healing Mama Africa Bootcamp Conference on endometriosis held at Mount Kenya ACK Hospital in Kirinyaga, endometriosis specialist Dr. Joe Njagi noted that misconceptions and bias within healthcare systems often lead to women's pain being dismissed as normal menstrual discomfort, resulting in delays in seeking medical attention and receiving proper treatment.
One of the main challenges, of course I know it's a global problem, but I think in Africa it's even worse, is access to diagnosis and access to treatment, because treatment for endometriosis, especially surgical treatment, is quite extensive and it needs multidisciplinary. What we mean by that, you need to have teams working in collaboration, because a patient who might present with endometriosis of the bowel, endometriosis of the bladder, and this just touches different specializations. So that's what makes it very complex. And up to now, we'll say there are still very limited facilities that are offering care for endometriosis.
According to Dr. Njagi, over 100 free ultrasound scans and more than 20 endometriosis surgeries will be conducted within the week. This including complex surgical procedures meant to not only benefit patients, but also to raise awareness about the condition.
This week we are going to perform more than 100 free ultrasound scans, and we're also going to perform more than 20 endometriosis surgery. And these are not just endometriosis surgery, these are complex endometriosis surgery. So there are going to be patients who are benefiting from this initiative, but this initiative in itself only should act as a platform for awareness, and that we need to change our practice, we need to create more awareness.
While giving her ordeal, Jacqueline Jerry, an endometriosis survivor, emphasizing that painful menstruation should not be considered normal. She recounted her struggle with misdiagnosis, which delayed proper treatment for years.
Painful menstruation is not normal. I've undergone through challenges, being misdiagnosed, taking so long before knowing if it was endometriosis. I would wish them to go for early checkup, because if it takes long, it may affect other parts of the body, because endometriosis, it is a full body disease. Yeah.
Even as Endometriosis Awareness Month approaches, women have been called upon to make stops at the hospital for endometriosis scanning. Rajab Juma, KUTV.
Now, Kenyatta University today received the chair in Inclusive and Sustainable Sports, a strategic initiative in a launch that brought together education stakeholders and representatives from UNESCO, among other stakeholders. The award cements Kenyatta University's role in driving innovation, shaping policy, and impacting communities positively.
Kenyatta University, Professor John
Kenyatta University has been selected by UNESCO to host a chair in Inclusive and Sustainable Sport, a program promoting equal access, innovation and responsible practices in sports. The acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor John Okumu, says it will strengthen research, shape national and regional policy, enhance inclusivity and position sport as a key driver of sustainable development.
Through this program, institutions of higher learning are empowered to address pressing societal challenges through interdisciplinary collaboration and international partnerships. By establishing this chair, Kenyatta University joins a distinguished global network of universities committed to harnessing the transformative power of education, sports, and research in advancing the Sustainable Development Goals.
While representing the CEO of Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, KICD, the chief guest, Dr. Lydia Musheru, said the UNESCO chair at Kenyatta University creates a vital platform to advance inclusive and sustainable sport, urging stronger collaboration to empower youth, promote equity and drive long-term social development.
In particular, our collaboration will focus on 1. Supporting the integration of inclusive and sustainable PE content into curricula at various levels of education, contributing to the development and review of training modules and learning materials that promote equity, inclusion, and community engagement through sport.
The Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Research, Innovation and Outreach, Professor Caroline Thorua, says the UNESCO chair will enhance research, drive innovation and strengthen collaboration, positioning the university to influence policy and advance inclusive, sustainable sport as a tool for social transformation.
This achievement marks an important step in strengthening our commitment to research that responds to societal needs and delivers meaningful impact. The UNESCO chairs provides a valuable platform for advancing knowledge and practical solutions on how sport and physical education can promote health, empower youth, foster inclusion, and contribute to sustainable community development.
The newly elected chair, Dr. Jane Kamau, announced plans to launch innovative programs linking sport with education and entrepreneurship, highlighting measurable community outcomes to ensure youth empowerment, inclusivity, and sustainable social development across diverse populations.
We'll ensure that we include as many of higher learning institutions and other government sectors, because there are also issues of policy that will be coming out of our work as outputs, and we'll ensure that they are staged where they matter. Issues of advocacy in terms of equal access and participation, they will need to get to our government offices in terms of policy, so that we are advising on proper use and access of quality physical activity and sport.
While standing in for UNESCO's East Africa Director Ndande Ungata, the program specialist for social and human science, said the chair will foster collaboration and innovation using sport to drive social inclusion and community development.
Through this effort, the program reinforces UNESCO's mandate across its core sectors. Those are education, the science, and here you should think about the natural science, but also the social and human sciences, culture, and communication and information, which are really the core expectation that any given UNESCO chair will contribute to any of these particular sectors.
The speakers hailed the launch as a landmark moment, highlighting how the chair will elevate regional research, attract international collaborations,
and position sport as a strategic platform for knowledge creation, innovation, and evidence-based policy development.
University sports, essentially ranking the first in the Kenya National University Games, I think since 1989. I'm not sure, I stand corrected. And leading in the National World Championship every single year, I think since 2012. So today we celebrate another major milestone.
It's a channel whereby we teach physical educators, sports support personnel who help in the development and the moving forward of athletes in terms of sports science. So we not only celebrate the launch of the UNESCO chair, but we also celebrate the forward thinking that this chair will bring not only to KU, but to Africa as well as the global society.
Edna Nerea, KUTV, Nairobi.
Uncertainty and tension has been witnessed at the Nanyuki slaughterhouse after stakeholders in the meat business claimed that there is a plan to lease the facility to private investors. Meat traders suspended slaughtering activities for a large part of Tuesday, bringing operations at the facility to a close.
Sisi wote tumesema vizuri, haiwezekani kichinjio ya Nanyuki Slaughterhouse haiwezi risiwa na mtu binafsi. Wananchi wamekataa, stakeholders wamesema hiyo hawezi itikia hata kidogo. Mimi nimeunga mkono, there must be a public participation kwa exercise kama hiyo.
Kichinjio imeweza kupeanwa ama kwa mtu binafsi ili aweze kumanage, lakini tuliposikia hapo ya kwamba mambo hayo yanaendelea, kama mwakilishi nikaweza kufika hapa na kuweza kutatua na kufukuza wale wakola walikuwa wanakuja hapa kulipisha. Na ile jambo ambayo nitasema na wale ambao wanatamani na wako na nia ya kuja hapa ni waeleze ya kwamba waende wajaribu kwingine, lakini mahali mimi nawakilisha ambao ni Dingido Ward, either ni kichinjio, either ni soko, either ni public land, wajaribu na watukome.
Tunahitaji renovation kwa kichinjio yetu, tunahitaji mambo ya stima na maji, na zaidi ya yote wana kichinjio ama stakeholders wa kichinjio, kile kitu wameomba sana ni borehole katika kichinjio, na tumeulizana na tukakubaliana ya kwamba kitambo mwaka huu uishe, kulingana na vile ambavyo tumeahidiwa na uongozi ambao tulikuwa nao, tutakuwa na borehole hapa.
Now, the Kenya National Union of Teachers (NAT) is preparing for national elections on April the 3rd at the Tom Mboya Labour College in Kisumu. Secretary General Collins Oyu said that all 110 branches must hold executive committee meetings to select delegates for the national conference following branch elections in January. The vote has sparked speculations of a possible return of former Secretary General Wilson Sossion. Oyu, however, stressed that the Union Constitution, in line with the Labour Regulations Act, bars dismissed teachers with revoked TSC certificates from contesting for leadership position.
For information, and this should go to the general public, that Kenya National Union of Teachers shall conduct national elections on the 3rd of April. The venue is Kisumu City at Tom Mboya Labour College. So our coming here today was to get the blessings of Eastern Region. They've done it, and it is not me to announce and declare their position as a region. Kama sheria imekataa, yes, mpinzani. So in so long as we work with the law and our constitution, sina mpinzani. In fact, have been endorsed here. The law is very clear. And I want you to go refer to Part 4 of the Labour Relations Act.
Now, excitement gripped the UEFA Championships League as last night's round of 16 matches delivered unique and thrilling results. Sporting CP thrashed Bordeaux lead 4-0 after extra time, while Arsenal secured a 2-0 victory over Bayern. Paris Saint-Germain proved too strong for Chelsea, winning 3-0 as Real Madrid defeated Manchester City 2-1. Tonight, Barcelona face Newcastle, Bayern Munich take on Atlanta, and Liverpool meets Galatasaray, while Tottenham battle Atletico Madrid. It's a wrap. That is all the time we had for you tonight, and I do trust you have been well informed. My name is Yvonne Kemuma. On the sign language interpretation, I have been accompanied by Mutava Mwengeli. And until next time, same place. Good night.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner?